everybody. Well, bro, why is your name Big Los? Oh, here, your name is Los.
It was like that last week.
Nobody noticed it.
Well,
Change it back. Boo,
nah,
we had
we
it.
good.
Throw tomatoes.
We good.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We're gonna give our friends some time to come on in here. Y'all, we have an awesome guest today. I'm gonna introduce him in a few, but y'all, welcome back. We're literally a week away from our anniversary show, Los. 1 year in the game. It don't seem like it, does it?
It really don't.
Was that necessary?
Yes, it
You're
was.
making my show look so hood. My show not hood.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god. It's so nasty and so rude.
So nasty. So
Anyway, y'all, we're now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Next week's show might be pre-recorded, but it'll be done nonetheless. Anywho, we're celebrating 1 year. So next week, me and Los will be recapping some of our favorite moments, funniest moments, some of our favorite interviews. Mind you, all of our interviews actually we like them all because we talk after the show about what we like about them and things we've learned and things like that. So if we did not mention you in our top 5 or top 10 or whatever number we come up with, please, honey, do not get offended. This is episode 36, I think it is. So we have 36 episodes. We cannot just sit here and say, oh my gosh, this one, but not that one. So please don't take any offense if we leave your name off the list, okay? If you weren't as memorable. No, I'm just joking. And I don't like calling our fans, our friends that come in and watch us in the comment section. Some of the shows, it wasn't so much the show, it was the comment section that kept us alive, alert, and awake. Y'all went and got Carlos through his last semester in school. When y'all first saw Carlos last year, we were starting out the senior year. We didn't finish. So we've gone through a lot of challenges together. So it has been a ride and a journey, to say the least.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm trying to think where we want to start. Well, we're going to introduce our guest for today, who is very accomplished. I don't even want to go into his list of accomplishments because I don't want to leave nothing off. But I do know that he's an author. He's a philanthropist. I do know that he is a podcast host as well. So, and he has a list of other things I didn't mention. I was just trying to give y'all an overview. We're going to welcome our friend Just James into the mix with us today, y'all. In the comment section, give us some hearts and likes, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Hey James, how's it going? Hold on, wait, we got you on mute. Hold on, wait. There we go. I got you.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. Carlos, were you doing it at the same time I was doing it?
No.
Oh, it was giving me a message. I'm like, wait, I'm trying to unmute him. Okay. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. Listen, y'all, to get us warm, we're going to get into some hot topics. But before we do, I want to ask everybody on here how their day was, as well as the comment section. If you're in the comment section, tell us how your day was, whether it was good or bad. Hey, y'all. Whatever your day was like, because some of us, it's Tuesday. So Tuesdays can go different ways. It can be really good, or it can drag along, or it can go really fast. So either one of you guys can take the lead on how your day was today.
Well, my day was pretty good. I mean, it's always a long week when it's just Tuesday, but I had the opportunity to work from home today, so that was a blessing.
That is always a plus.
But it's been a good day so far.
This is good. Los, how was your day? Big Los.
It was a day. Y'all know I do behavior therapy. And my little dude, he it was a day. But we got through it. And I had trainers and all kind of stuff. So
you had trainers and stuff today too?
Yes.
It's always hard when you have to balance that administrative side and that hands-on side. Because sometimes one of them can wear you out before you get to the other one. And it's like you got to be present for both. I definitely feel you on that. Well, y'all, my day was really good. It was busy. This is a power week for me this week. So everybody just pray that I, don't crack going through it. But we had one of, y'all, don't ask me why I did this. Those who are watching, y'all know that I work with kids. We're in summer camp. While we have 3 field trips in 1 week, I don't know.
Wow.
It wasn't originally planned quite like that, but sometimes when you're dealing with vendors and things like that, like the field trip that I actually planned was this week. Then we have a makeup swim lesson at the end of the week. So that wasn't really planned for. And the one that we had today, we had to wait for the vendor to open up their August dates. And this was the only time that really worked for our schedule. But we went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. And at first, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't that enthused. I was trying to be enthused for the kids, but I wasn't that enthused because y'all know, just let's be honest, as a culture, we don't really do NASCAR like that. So I thought, so that's why I want to kind of lead us into this. I have something I learned today. And when I learn new things, I'm just that type of person. I like to share it with other folks. So y'all just watching and my friends here, I want to share it with you. I don't know what you guys know or don't know. But I learned today about this little man right here by the name of Wendell Scott. Now, when the woman said she said Wendell. When she said Wendell Scott, I said, that sounds like Wendell, and that man sounds black. And so I was like, Wendell Scott. Wendell Scott, look at. So when you first look at him, you kind of wonder, like, is he a little swirly? Like, what's going on there? Because you just don't know. You just don't know. So lo and behold, he was the first African American to race NASCAR. But the way that he did it, y'all, he's from Danville, Virginia. He literally had to watch these races in the blacks only section. And he his dad was a mechanic and a chauffeur or whatever. He did taxi for a while, got bored with it, started working on cars on his own, would take cars from junkyards, strip them, and make his own race cars because no one was going to make a race car for a black man to drive. He would enter in these races, and when he finally got to like the premier level, which is the highest level, that's what we see on TV today on NASCAR, that's the premier level. When he got that far, he was, at first he wasn't that, he was like 17 out of 18, but then he eventually like won. The first race that he won was in 1963. Y'all, he won the race, right? After he won the race, they gave the race to the second place winner. And so in NASCAR, you win not only the trophy, but you win a prize. Well, the drivers realized what happened, and they do like what they call a racer's purse. So all of the various racers, they put their money in and they award the winner. So they actually gave it to him, but NASCAR did not recognize him as the winner. Notice y'all, that happened in 1963. That man died in 1990. His family did not get their due diligence until 2020.
Oh, man.
So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like you hear of stories and how they erase us from history, but it made so much sense. And you want to know why he got his due diligence? When Bubba Wallace won his race, I believe it was in 2020 or 2019 one, he mentioned this was the first time an African American has won such a large race since this man. And when he kept saying this man's name and people started to research him, it brought his legacy back up. Wow. And from there, we are where we are. So, I know, right, y'all? So, it was a lot. It was like, and I think that really helped my students to kind of get into it because they can identify with, because, we don't really identify with race car. But when you notice, too, also, this man, if you guys know kind of how NASCAR works, every now and then they have to stop. They go to the pit. They change out tires. They gas up. They do all that stuff, right? And there's a pit crew. Well, because he was black, when he first started, he did not have a pit crew. He was his pit crew. He hopped out the car. He fixed his car. He got back in the race, which is like nearly impossible because the pit crew is moving at like record speed,
right? Let
alone you're racing too. So it was just astonishing just to learn all that he's done and how he's not a household name. Like, I think even for us as black people, when we recognize like a lot of our people in other sports, we're recognizing Jackie, Robinson. We're recognizing all these people. We don't never mention this man's name, but a lot of it is like us. Like today, I didn't know about him, and we can't, keep it going if we don't know.
Right.
So I thought that was like, okay, look at us learning new things. All right, y'all. Let's get into some of these hot topics now. I started on this a little earlier in the week, so some of these things, have been talked about. Some of them have not. But I want to start with our girl, Brittany, here. We've been following this story here. Brittany is over here, overseas. Lord, I hope they finally let this girl go home. Well, it's getting closer and closer, y'all. Now it looks like they're going to exchange her and some other guy that we didn't even know was over there, Paul somebody, for this Russian arms dealer, Victor. Now, let me say something. Listen to what's going on. Victor is taking these weapons of mass destruction and all these guns and stuff, and he's trading them and stuff. So we caught him over here and we got him, in prison. We're gonna release somebody that's dangerous for a basketball player and some man that we didn't even know was gone. Like, they should have been released, y'all. I don't mean no harm, but like, because she issued a statement saying, first of all, that her vape was prescribed. Anywho, I don't know about all that, but she also was saying that when they arrested her, they never told her what it was for, and her rights were never read to her. Like, she never knew what was going on, like, or that it was against the law for her to have it. Mind you, this girl goes overseas every year and plays. All of a sudden, she gets like detained. That's kind of crazy. Wow. And so, and two, the timing of it. She had just ended her season overseas to start the season here. Obviously, has not been able to start the season here. But what are you guys' thoughts on this whole topic of like the Russians really just using her as a guinea pig to get this guy back?
Yeah, I'll say who in charge of negotiations here? Because how we get somebody, how we trading somebody that was locked up for a weed pen for a whole arms dealer? Like,
exactly. But they specifically said who they wanted released in order to get her back.
Yes.
Yeah. We're kind of on their terms with this, because if not, at this rate, do what y'all gotta do to get her back, because they're probably gonna kill her if they don't get her back. But it's like, if we release him, he's probably gonna kill us. Like, so it's an interesting situation.
It is. Wow, that is crazy. Kelsey, I'm just thinking, I'm a little church brat.
Okay, so I got you.
The first thing I thought about was Barabbas and Jesus.
Right.
When you were showing them, it was just like, we don't want Jesus. Give us Barabbas.
Right.
You realize you're worse off with what you're asking for.
Right. What exactly? So it's just like, it's an interesting situation. I just can't wait to see how it plays out. But I need them to move quickly, because when you got prisoners of war and things like that, people start acting irrationally. And Russia never plays by the rules anyway. So it's kind of like, yeah, they might say they're releasing her. Not, it's not telling what might actually transpire. So we're keeping our eyes to it. So speaking of violence,
they released her.
Right.
To keep everybody.
Right. Yeah. It's a sticky situation. To me, I feel like they're moving too slow. They should have, what they're planning on doing now, that should have been done months ago.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like, so we have this guy, y'all. I can't remember what state he was in, but there was a video showing this unarmed black man killed by the cops. Y'all, they said that he was shoplifting $1 detergent. So he left a dollar store somewhere. Wow. And supposedly, they never found the detergent now. Supposedly, he stole some detergent. He gets outside. I guess somebody had called the police on him. And the police, I watched part of the video. It was a bit much to watch. After they, basically, they were going to tase him. And he was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So they threw him to the ground. Well, the officer that threw him to the ground, I guess the taser was on the ground too. The man reached for the taser. They shot him with a gun.
Wow.
So with you guys being black men, with you having sons, when we're hearing this over and over to the point where we can't even remember all of the names. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking the unarmed ones by police officers. What are these conversations like amongst men to men, as well as to your sons? I know, from my perspective, it gets difficult. For example, summer camp. I didn't ask any fire or police officers to come out to the center this year. In years past, we would take a field trip to the police department. We would take a field trip to the fire department. We would go here, there, and everywhere. But kids are terrified of police now. Whereas, when I was growing up, it's like you want to be a police. Police are safe. They're your friends. They're, danger. You go to the police. But now it's like you really don't know Is it an op or a cop? Like you don't know who,
Right.
like what side, and it's kind of. I mean, you don't want to live in fear, but it's kind of scary. So,
It's,
what are you guys' thoughts on, these unarmed black men countless times being shot by the police and killed?
I just think it's real senseless. As first of all, as just a man or a male, if I'm looking for you to serve and protect, who can I look to when I'm in a situation, or like the man that you said he stole detergent, or what allegedly stole detergent or whatever. First of all, what is the situation? And I mean, it's $1.
Right.
But
Like, is $1
right,
detergent worth a man's life?
right, and that's the thing, that um, our lives have no value, as it seems. We value our lives, but it's just we live in a day and time where it's like the people who are supposed to protect us and serve us are the ones that are killing us. So who can you go to be protected other than each other? And then when we're together, we're still a threat. So if it's
Right.
2 or 3 of us together in a mall, or in a grocery store, or walking down the street, we fit the description,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what the description is.
They locking
Um,
doors and they holding their purses tighter.
exactly. I mean, I was talking to my mom maybe about a month ago, and she was just sharing a story where two two young black men were walking down the street, just literally walking down the street with, if I want to say popsicles, if I'm correct, um, going to the store, coming back from the store, and the police stopped them and basically was telling them that they looked like who they were looking for. Well, who are you looking for? Because it seems as if we're all who you're looking for. So I just think it's something that's senseless, and it just has to stop. The people that are taking this oath to serve and protect us, they're not taking it serious, which means they're not taking our lives serious.
Agreed. Los, what are your thoughts being in that kind of 20s age range?
Um, to be honest, it's like I feel like I've said this 1,000 times, but even now, like anytime a police officer is in the area, I'm just like on defense. Anytime police get behind me, I'm like, let me find somebody to call, like because you never know what's gonna happen. You never know if they're gonna try to find a reason just to pull you over to kill you. Like anything. When I had my locks, I used to get pulled over like all the time because I'm a black male a lot. So of course they're gonna think I'm a gangster. I'm this. I'm that. I'm a drug dealer. You know. So it's just kind of iffy, and it's like at the same time, it's like not saying I agree with it, but I understand why there are more and more youth that are entertaining gang activity because they don't want to be police officers, but they want to be able to have that protection. We can't go to police for protection, so let me go join a gang, and I'll have that protection. I'll have my brothers or whatever, that are going to protect me. So it's like I get it, So it's like they want to eradicate, gang activity, gangs, different stuff like that. But the route that y'all are going, y'all are going to see an increase. You're going to see a spike in that.
Speaking of which, that kind of leads me to something. I didn't put it here, but it's something that made me think of. Okay, so a while back we've been covering how down in Atlanta, child is locking up all the rappers using the RICO law. Well, they're trying to now propose a bill to Congress that will ban authorities from using rap lyrics or any other type of lyric against people to lock them up. And I think it kind of goes and inserts nicely where we're talking because you cannot use someone's art form to lock them up and call them a threat. When you have pedophiles on the street, when you have all these people that are out here that are causing harm and havoc, and they're just scot free. Can we go get the people that stormed the Capitol because we have their faces? We
Right.
have people saying like, "Oh, that was my mom. That was so and so." Let's go lock those people up because if you love this country so much, the fact that someone tried to deface the nation's capital and the Capitol building and the places that are sacred to our nation, they should get locked up before somebody that's up here rapping on a song.
Right.
Not saying that these men are not living what they're rapping, but sometimes people write and use art from a place that they used to be in,
right,
from the eyelids or the experience of someone that they know close to them. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going up in somebody's mama's house, shooting them up and selling drugs. That does not necessarily mean that. Sometimes some words just go well with beats.
Ross said, look at Rick Ross. That man was a correction officer before he...
I felt that coming. You're aggravating. But it's true. I mean, maybe he was living the experiences of some of the people that was locked up, and they was talking to him, and like he had the flow and the money. So you telling me what did you do to get up in here? Oh, okay. And then I go back to it. I got you, my boy. Y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna go to one more topic, and then we're gonna take a little break, kind of sorta. And we're gonna get back to some more topics, and then we're gonna take a music break, and then we're gonna get back with James. But look, check this out. I gotta ask y'all a question. It's an age-old question. Would you work for food? Well, Chick-fil-A, and this was in North Carolina, y'all. I forgot what town it was. Oh, it was right around the corner, y'all. It was in Hendersonville.
Oh.
They up here asking the people to work, to volunteer, and they would pay them in food. They would give them up to 5 sandwiches or whatever. Who's eating 5 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, first of all? And how long I gotta work just to get a little number one combo? Like, what? Not will work for food for y'all, Chick-fil-A. It's not like something that is only in your little local hometown. This is not one of your cousins that sell plates.
Right.
This is Chick-fil-A, one of the nation's largest. Now, you know, like when you helping your cousin them at the cookouts, they might, I got you a little plate, and your plate be a little heavier.
Right.
That's different because you help, you know, you was taking orders to the car. I got you. This not that. This Chick-fil-A, y'all. Chick-fil-A.
That's hot. And they got people standing outside taking orders and stuff. No,
on the iPad. You out there taking orders on the iPad, and they pay you not with a check,
but with the food. With sandwich.
Get some nuggets and a sandwich.
Do you at least get a lemonade? Like, do you get
I hope.
Wow.
I think that would be a smart idea for like the homeless population, maybe, but for somebody just to be like, oh yeah, let me come up here. I'm gonna volunteer some hours and
or like some like kids that like they right at that 15 age and they just want to eat and have
get a little experience before they start.
I don't know, y'all.
I need some money.
No, they want some money. Never mind. But like maybe like some juvenile delinquents or something. Like they're in trouble.
Right.
So we just gonna give you the bare minimum, which is feed you.
Yeah, and that's their hiring. Is that their hiring process?
Okay, so what they're asking for, they were trying to recruit people to volunteer. So I don't know why we need volunteers when y'all pay people.
Right.
Good. I saw something that said like they're paying $19 an hour. Why we? I want the $19 an hour.
That was the issue. When they went up on their pay to pay the employees, they're fully staffed, and I guess I don't know if that particular branch or whatever was not selling out as much as they were having to pay. I don't know. They were trying to cut the cost, y'all.
Right.
They were trying to cut.
Y'all not cutting no costs with the food. You still coming out food costs?
Well, that lets you know. That means they overcharge you for that food. If they got enough that they can give somebody some food for free. So whatever they're paying out wholesale to buy that food to bring in, they're making such a profit that they can give free food away would be cheaper than actually paying the people to work there.
They don't even sell chicken wings, so you know they're not paying that much for them chicken breasts. I mean, think about it. For a chicken breast, you're not paying that much for.
But that's true. Like if you go to like Wingstop or I don't know, whatever you like, Buffalo Wild Wings or whatever, you're gonna pay more than you're gonna pay at Chick-fil-A because it costs more to make it. Right. So you're right. Yeah, Chick-fil-A getting over it. Chick-fil-A, y'all wrong for that. Y'all supposed to be doing the Lord's work because y'all close on Sundays. Y'all didn't pray about this.
It already tastes like it was sitting in the camp. Look, it already tastes like it was sitting in the camp. So
not sitting in the camp. It has changed up through the years. Y'all need to go back and sit before the Lord on that one. All right, you guys. About a week or so ago, Marvel released the trailer for Black Panther. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I'm going to show it to everybody really quick. So I'm going to take you guys out Give y'all a little 2-minute break. Deuces. Oh, it's just me. Stop cam on me. All right, you guys. I want y'all to check out this trailer for Black Panther. Fingers crossed that they don't try to mute my little video, child. And well, with that being said, I probably won't show all of it, but y'all tell me what y'all think. What are the emotions behind watching this? Because I ain't gonna lie, I watched it and I cried. But hey, y'all tell me what y'all think. Keep it loud right here on none other than DJ Kels and Friends.
No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Little darling, don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry. Good friends we have and good friends we've lost along the way. In this great future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I say.
All right, y'all. Hold on, let me get my camera back on. That's the only thing I could think of. I try to change it in my little description would not let me change, so I try to put on the screen. Honey, I do not want to get muted for nobody because they don't be playing with them, with the little video clips. So, hold on, let me get Just James back in here. My bad. Shut up, Los. I know what I was doing. Y'all, I can't wait for next week the recap show so I can tell y'all what I really be thinking of Carlos week in and week out. Big loves. Anyway, as y'all know, y'all watching DJ Kels and Friends. Welcome back, everybody. Listen, when I saw that, I had goosebumps. Like, I feel like it's gonna be really good. It's coming in November. Hopefully, it comes around Thanksgiving because me and my family, we normally try to go and see whatever holiday movie or whatever. So we definitely gonna be in there watching Wakanda Forever.
What's the attire for this year?
Yeah, what's the time? Are we wearing African like y'all did last? I didn't do that African print stuff, but let's just wear all black. I think we should just wear all black.
I think all black sounds good. Yeah.
I think all black. Everybody in the comment section, we're wearing all black. So, do you guys have plans to see Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, I want to see it. That was Angela Bassett, right?
It is.
The goat.
It really is. Right. Like, this woman can do anything. She can be Tina Turner. She can be Michael Jackson mama. She can be everybody.
If I was saying American Horror Story, she even Maria LaBeouf.
Right.
Oh yeah.
She can be funny. She can be serious. She can be on TV shows, movies.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be kind of chilling, to do it without Chadwick, but we'll see.
I hope they do like a tribute or something to him.
From what I understand, the way and I'm going by the comic book as well as what they're saying for the movie. In the comic book series, eventually the brother dies and it goes on to the sister anyway. So they're gonna make that transition, but there is some little places where they really honor him in the movie. So y'all, James, I don't know how you feel about this next person, but let me tell you. Los is a fanatic, and I'm a fan, but he's a fanatic. So I'm gonna let him kind of take the lead on, I guess. I don't know. But our girl Nikki done been all up in through the news media in the last little while. Look, I try to get a good picture. That is a good picture. Got the dimples and everything.
That is a good picture.
Cause child, oh Lord. So allegedly, there was some assistant that got allegedly fired, and she just started spilling the beans, just telling all kind of truths and half truths and lies all mixed together. Nikki got on live last night, tell everybody they're dumb if they believe it. But we later find out though that the assistant character, I'm saying alleged assistant because when they went to run the stuff, you know how Catfish be doing, like the pictures and stuff. The account, they took the account down, but the photos from the account did not trace back to the name that she said she was.
Right.
So
she said she was Kate Miller, but the woman.
Wow, not really researching. No, I didn't even tell. Wait a minute, I didn't even tell Los the hot topics. This man got the research paper. Now, what was the woman named Kate? Who?
So the person that posted the stuff, the ex-assistant Kate Miller, that's not the picture. Like the picture that was being used was actually Megan Feldman.
She's an author or something.
She's a digital strategy and content director at a PR and marketing firm.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And when I say all kind of lies, y'all, the reason I said lies because some of it like is stuff you could research. They were talking about like her home and things. Okay, well we know that her husband has had, a criminal kind of past with some alleged rape. And I say alleged because it was like some teenage, early 20s type stuff. And it later kind of washed out like it maybe didn't happen the way the girl recanted it. So that's why I'm not trying to, none of my counsel me and say I ain't saying this stuff don't really happen. But everybody has passed. Okay, so he's registered. So anybody can look at the address. I don't mean no harm. Like,
yeah.
So some of the stuff that she was saying was very researchable. Like it wasn't like something that we were like wowed by. But some of the things she was saying that Nikki's thoughts on other celebrities and why other celebrities don't deal with her, like some of the stuff it doesn't fact check. So the girl made a comment like Rihanna can't stand her. Chad was just taking pictures together. And Rihanna was pregnant and Lil Papa Bear was running around and Rihanna had her goddaughter and they was at somebody's house. Like if I don't like you, I'm not bringing my goddaughter over there and we, here taking pictures and chilling. And she said the same thing about Ariana Grande, which we know they're always on each other's albums, and they've just recently been seen together. Like some of the stuff just didn't equate, it didn't add up. Mm-hmm. Of course, people that she has beef with. I mean, it's not odd that she would say something about them because they have beef. I don't know. I thought it was very weirdly placed in time. We know the girl about to drop an album. We know she's about to drop some singles. I just felt like it was this oddly timed. Like, why are you all of a sudden mad? Supposedly you've been fired. So why are you? I don't know. I just feel like people come out the woodworks when people are on the rise. So like, even when we were talking a few weeks back about like Abbott Elementary, why all of a sudden does somebody say, "Oh, I wrote this story a few years back. They stole my whole this, that, and the third." Why is it when they get Emmy nominated now? Girl, you should have said that at the beginning of the season when it first came out.
Right.
They working on season 2, and they already got renewed for season 3. Like, I just feel like people, as soon as you're on the brink of something great, they want to come with negativity. Oh, yeah. Have you guys experienced anything like that, like recently, or just in general? Like you're on the brink of something, and it's like people come with like, sometimes it's the truth, sometimes it's not, and it's just like, wait, where did it come from, and who are you?
That's the story of my life.
Right, like people just really be coming out the woodworks and stuff. Speaking of people out the woodworks with the past, and y'all know Beyonce released her album this week, and that's all everybody been listening to, and it's all everybody been talking about too. Y'all, Monica Lewinsky came out and said she want Beyonce to change the lyrics in Partition. Y'all know what she said? Hey, Monica Lewinsky, I love my you have to sing it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because okay, so she's changing some of the lyrics in the song "Heated" because some little organization said that her use of the term "spazzed out," I guess, to some community that is offensive, and so she's changing the lyrics so they can shut up about it because it's the same people that came after Lizzo a couple weeks ago with similar lyrics. So she is going to change those lyrics. So now Monica Lewinsky then came out of nowhere and said she won't be able to change the lyrics. Baby, we've been singing that song for too many years to change the lyrics now.
Yeah.
Right. That's crazy.
Monica, go.
And she said, though many artists have made songs and punchlines about her, and she listed them, Eminem, Drake, she listed a whole bunch of people. The Beyonce really hurt me because I was a true fan. Well, girl, continue to be a true fan. Download this new album. Listen to Church Girl or Energy or something. Shake it off. You'll be all right.
You got a shout out. You'll be all right.
You got a shout out. People had almost forgot about you, girl, and that song came out.
Be grateful.
Scary Movie did a whole little scene about her. Like, she's been everywhere. Like, ma'am, do you remember what you did?
Okay, thank you, Los, for our history lesson of the day. We don't want to remember. We don't want to remember.
Talk about you for the rest of your life. And after you die.
Wait, Los, was you born when it happened? No shade. Y'all know I'm really not trying to give him like an age shade. I really wasn't.
Probably, I don't know. I don't know what year it happened.
I don't even know what year it happened.
happened.
No, you couldn't have because I was in elementary school. So
I was young.
Yeah, I was in elementary school when it came out. Wait, no, because this is easy. Carlos, what's the first president you remember? Like being an active president?
Bush.
Oh, yeah, never mind, bro.
Which Bush?
He wasn't born for the other Bush, for the daddy Bush. He had to think about it like, nah, bro, you wasn't born for that.
Yeah, all I remember is Bush, Obama, Trump.
I love how you like pause, like.
I had to make sure I wasn't skipping nobody.
With that being said, we're about to go to a musical break. And I know for a fact, well, I don't know for a fact, I'm assuming. I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm assuming that this is probably Just James' favorite group, and he probably one of his favorite songs. So that's why I picked it. So we're going to go into a nice little musical break. We're going to say bye to James for a minute, bow. Bye to Los for a minute, bow. And we're about to go into a little musical break. Y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all keep it locked right here. Yeah, don't go nowhere. If anything, what you can do right now is you can share this with your friends and tell them to hop on either YouTube, because some people don't do Facebook. Hop on YouTube or hop on Facebook, because right after this song plays, we're going into the interview with James. So you don't want to miss 1 minute of it. Keep it locked right here, DJ Kels and Friends.
Man, I'm nervous. It's cold out here. I heard that was like 7 foot. 7 foot. I heard that too, bro. Something crazy about that, bro. Don't even sweat it, bro. We got it.
What's going on, fellas? Can I help you?
We just trying to take your daughters out.
You trying to take what?
Your daughters out. Your daughters.
What? You know them?
Yes, Dad.
Hold on, where y'all going? You know them?
Going out. Yes,
No,
Dad.
what the heck?
We know
Wait,
them.
hold on, look, you got 2 hours to have my daughters back here. I ain't where you going? Why you walking so fast?
Hey, listen. When you make
You're
this,
on my mind, I think of you and everything that you say. I think of us and what we do, it's like our love's on replay. You in my head before I go to bed. I always pray for you, and girl, this love is true. I can't get you out of my mind, cause we ain't together. I be getting mad sometimes, but I ain't stressed. I know that I'm the boy that you like. I know we ain't together, it's gonna take some time. We stay up together and FaceTime like all night. You said that it would be better if I was holding you tight. I took it as a joke, you know my mind ain't right. Now that I think about it, that would be one good night. You're on my mind, I think of you and everything that you say. I think of us and what we do, it's like our love's on replay. You in my head before I go to bed. I always pray for you, and girl, this love is true. When I fell in love with you, I wasn't tripping. I knew love, but you gave me a new definition. Ain't never met a girl like you, you're something different. My heart is broken, you're the one that can fix it. I like you when I got like 15 reasons. I want you in my life, don't need you, leave me. You my boo, my baby girl, and my princess. The only girl that has all my attention. You're on my mind, I think of you and everything that you say. I think of us and what we do, it's like our love's on replay. You in my head before I go to bed. I always pray for you, and girl, this love is true. You're on my mind like all the time, yeah, we like Bonnie and Clyde. Put you before the other girls because I know you gon' ride. And we gon' have our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, you my only princess, and that's the way it's gon' stay. We just might fight and scream, but that don't take away the fact that you're still my queen. Gon' be there forever, got my back through whatever, like rains and storms. And at the end of the day, I want you in my arms.
Man, I really like this girl. It's like she been in my mind like all day. I feel you, bro. She been in my mind all day too. I guess that's why they call it love on replay.
You guys, that was Love on Replay. I hope you guys like that song. We're about to bring our guest back in here today. We are talking with Just James. All right, we're going to talk about this book. We're going to talk about some motivational speaking. We're going to talk about a lot. So y'all got to stay tuned right here. Make sure you don't skip one beat. You ready, Los? You got your reporter look on. You look at you. You look important. Fool, is that a Bluetooth in your ear?
It's my beat. I lost my other one. Mind your business.
I was like, bro, he a real reporter. He better like tap in and talk to somebody. I'm just joking. All right, y'all. We're gonna bring James back in. What's up? What's up? All right. So, James, tell the people more about you. Like, tell them who you are.
I'm just James. The name came, like I said earlier, I am church brat, born and raised in the church. The name Just James came about maybe about 10 years ago during Easter. You know how you go to church and everybody put on their Easter, their Sunday best, and I realized that a lot of times we go to church and we dress up the outside, and then the inside is like a mess, a wreck. Mm-hmm. So I started dressing down on Easter, and just in like my own personal meditation and prayer time, I just talk to God, and I'm just like, I just want to be James. You know, no matter how you use me, you know, you have people who are fighting over titles. You know, you got young people who are bishops and apostles and prophets and teachers and, you know, all kind of titles, deacons and trustees, and people just fighting over titles. And I told God, I just want to be James. So it just came natural, just James, and, you know, just ran with it. But I'm a single father of two amazing twins. Micah and Matthew just turned 15 years old. They are the group next to, and I am extremely excited for their future. I am very proud of them. Proud to be their dad. Proud that God chose me to be their dad. I have a punchline that I always use, that God used about his own son, Jesus, that they are my sons in whom I'm well pleased. And I just want to live out the rest of my life to be the man that they can look up to, and be the man that they pray, be the man that when they pray, what they pray to God, I want to be that man. I want to live that out.
So how did you know that they could sing? Like, at what point did you like, wait, we might got something here? There's more
so they've been singing. They actually started in the church choir at 3. Actually, they started in church choir at 4. They started singing around the house. Well, Micah really started singing around the house at about 3. Anything remotes, you know, anything that he could find that exemplified a microphone. So the church I was going to then, I think the youth choir started at 5, but the minister of music, because he had saw Micah and Matt, Micah really singing, he dropped the age so that they could join the choir a year early. But they have always had the gift. They come from a musically inclined family, so on their mother's side. So, they have the gift. Of course, we know gifts and callings come without repentance. So they've always had that that gift of singing, and Micah was always like sort of out front. Matt had to come out of his shell, but yeah, they've always been two little singing boys.
Okay. So tell us about this book. Wait, is it just one book or is it two?
It's one book.
Okay.
So the title of the book is it's autobiography, and the title is "It Had to Happen, but It Couldn't Kill Me." It's just different situations in my life, from anywhere from teenage years up until divorce, and, separation, divorce, becoming a single father. So just different situations and scenarios, and how I made it through those situations. A lot of things transpired in my life. Like I said, I went through a divorce, and we know sometimes that divorces can get messy. You know, I don't understand sometimes why. Well, let me just say, I don't understand why my situation was messy, because neither one of us had nothing but two kids. But it happens. So, but just talking about different situations in my life, anything from almost becoming a teenage dad to attempting suicide. All of this is in the book, and just basically talking about how I made it through those situations, and encouraging anybody that reads the book to let them know that no matter what happens to you in life, it had to happen, but because you're still here, it couldn't kill you.
That is so good. I gotta get my hands on that book, because I tell people all the time that everything that happens in your life is a part of the purpose and plan that God has for you. Right. Like, it doesn't make sense because we're looking at everything, in this perspective. We're not looking at it from a bird's eye view. We're not looking at the whole grand scheme. And you're right, it had to happen like this. Like, and sometimes we sit back, and even the bad things in our life, and we're like, oh my God, why did I go through that? But it didn't kill you. Like, you're still here. It's like when you ride with somebody that can't drive that good, you ain't die.
Exactly.
You could have. But should have.
You should have. Oh, yeah. A lot of times we should have.
Everybody got that one friend that drive, and you just, after you get out of the car, you're like, oh my God, thank God.
You know what? That's funny. There is a part in the book that talks about driving. And it basically talks about dead end, no outlet. It just lets you know that sometimes you're in the car with people, or sometimes somebody's in the car with you. And even though you're in the car with them, sometimes you might have to pull over to the side of the road and either put them out or get out, because you realize that where you're heading, it's a dead end and there's no way to come back out. But we do realize that God allows you turns.
That is so good, because it's true. Some situations are seasonal. It's good for a season. Some situations are for a lifetime, and some we need to look for the exit sign as soon as we get into them.
Assume red flag.
And so everything serves its purpose, and after it serves its purpose, after you learn whatever lesson, honey, please get out.
But the thing is, we don't learn a lot of times. Excuse me. We don't learn the lesson in it. And that's why we continue to go through it, because you didn't learn. It's just like being in high school, or being in any school, being in school, period. I mean, in order to go to the next level, you have to pass the test. And once you pass the test, you go to the next level. But if you don't pass the test, then they give you the chance to come in and retake the test until you pass it. And that's just like life. Sometimes we don't learn the lessons that we're supposed to learn, and we don't get out of it. And then sometimes we stay in it, even though we learned the lesson, and we realize that we shouldn't be in it anyway, because of our own selfish gain and desires.
That's so true. And it's good. Like, even in using that school analogy, even after you learn that lesson, you have to retain that knowledge, because wherever you're going on that next level, you're going to need everything from all them steps that you've already gone through.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't learn how to sound out your letters in kindergarten, baby, you can't write paragraphs later on. And you definitely can't write a thesis statement,
Right.
because you never sound out the letters. So you don't even know what sounds go with what letters. So if you don't get the basis right, the rest of it's going to be hard. If you never learn how to count, then adding's going to be hard. Adding's going to be hard. And you know you can't multiply. And algebra and trigonometry, anything else like that, calculus is out the window for you, because you didn't get the concept of counting down pat.
Right.
And what happens is sometimes we smooth through situations and we feel like we're out of it, we're good, and we're in the clear, but you never really learned the lessons from the beginning, and it causes you to struggle later.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather repeat it until I got it right to keep it moving than, be stuck up but really can't move forward after you get there. You don't want to be in a situation where God opens a door for you and you don't even really properly know how to walk through it.
Right. And that's what happens with us too, because we don't realize that in life, God opened the door. We're too busy looking at the window, and God's opening the door. And you're like, why can't I get out of here? Well, the door's open for you to get out or in. But because you're looking at the window, you're missing what God is showing you anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So also too, how can we purchase your book?
The book is available on Amazon.
Okay.
So right now it's on Amazon. I am working now on, there is an ebook and paper copy, and we're in the process now of doing the audiobook as well.
Okay. And I saw something on your Facebook. Is there a documentary in the works as well?
We did a short documentary. It's pinned on my Facebook. We may be doing a longer documentary. We just wanted to kind of market the book. So there's a short documentary, but we may be doing.
I think we should do a long one. Look, I said we, like I'm in there. Like I'm in the think tank. I think we should do a long one.
The more the merrier. But yeah, we may be doing a longer documentary. My mom is not a person like a camera person. She doesn't really like taking pictures or being in front of the camera. She's more, I get it from her. I always was behind the scenes, and you sometimes when you're called to do a certain thing, you can only be behind the scenes for so long. So I'm learning that, and I'm getting used to that. But I want to do a documentary with mom and my family members and anybody that's been a part of my story.
That sounds really good. I feel like we need to hear more stories from people, because sometimes when we hear stories, it helps others. Like the Bible tells us, you overcome by the words of your testimony. So the more that you're telling the various things that you've gotten over and through, it can help somebody else, because you never know what somebody else is going through. And you're like, wait a minute, that's similar to what I'm going through. Wait, how did he make it out? Like, what in the world did he do that made him make it out and he's still here? So you just never know how what you've already gone through can help someone else on their journey.
That's right. Because everything we go through, a lot of things that we go through, we don't realize it while we're going through it, but it's not even for you. It's to let you know that you can make it. But just like the Bible says, when you come out, you have to reach back and strengthen somebody else. And that's what I want to do. That's all I want to do in life. Always, wanted to encourage people to keep going and never give up. And, that's just how I want to live out the rest of my life, by just encouraging people, especially single Black fathers. Because a lot of times as fathers, but especially as Black fathers, we're put to the side. Oh, like even on Father's Day, give him a tie, give him some socks, give him whatever. Give him whatever you can give him, a card. Just give him a card. Ain't gotta have no money. Just give him a card. But it's just, I think that it's time that fathers who are present and accounted for are put on a pedestal, and the light is shine on them to let the world know that we're here, we're out here, we're taking care of our kids, we're doing what we're supposed to do. You don't have to go downtown and take out child support, because we already taking care of our kids. Before you go down for a court order, you don't need the court. That was one thing, part of my story, that my children, I never wanted them to be in the court system. Well, that didn't work out that way. We ended up, their names in the court system. We did the whole child support thing. We did the whole custody thing, and that stuff can really be a mess, and it's detrimental, to your kids, because as fathers, when you're taking care of your sons and your daughters and then you end up in the court system. You kind of like, okay, why are we here if I've already been doing this? So I just think it's time as fathers that, we're giving our due diligence. And if you're a bitter baby mama and black mama, white mama, don't care what color you are, if you're a bitter baby mama, get healed. Go somewhere and heal. Let that man take care of his kids and stop lying.
This is true. I feel like a lot of times, a lot of dads don't get the credit that is the good ones now, because some of them ain't. Same thing with mamas. All the mamas ain't good either. Some people just not good parents.
Right.
But there are some good ones out there. I feel like I've always said this, and I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody in the comment section correct me. The good mamas be with them trifling daddies. The good daddies be having them trifling mamas.
Exactly.
And every now and then you might get two good people, and every now and then you might get two bad people. But for the most part, it's like an opposites attract situation.
Right.
And it can be really tough. Whatever role you are in that village that's helping to raise those children.
Yeah.
But the good thing is there is healing on the other side of it. There is, moving forward. I think sometimes people get so stuck in what this person did and what that person did. Honey, let's move forward, because what you're doing is impacting people's lives. You know what I'm saying? We got time to sit here. We can't, for 2 or 3 years, what happened 15 years ago? Let's move forward.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, because then you be at the family reunions and stuff be awkward and chat. Ain't nobody got time for that. But also too, what can we expect new from you, like moving forward? I know that you're doing some motivational speaking. Oh, also too, your podcast on Fridays. Tell us about the vibe for that and the types of things that you guys discuss on there.
So we every other Friday we have Friday night. Well, not Friday Night Live. We started out calling it Friday Night Vibe. And then we just wanted people to come on and be real and raw. So the name Let's Be Real just kind of stuck. So every other Friday, myself and Queen Rowe, who is my co-host, we invite just people on. We're trying to basically just create a platform for people who have gone through just life situations to come on and just share their story and, help somebody out. Like I said, that's all I want to do. So we just open up. We've had, we've been doing it for almost a year now. So we're just trying to build that platform and just make it better and reach the masses.
That's what's up. Like, I think I'm loving, like, I try to catch everybody's podcast. And I've watched you guys a few times. I love your chemistry together. I love the way the conversations just flow. And also, too, shout out to the Queen's Lounge. I try to catch them before we get on at night. Like, especially people that I know that are, local to the area that I live in. If I know that you got something going on, I try to be that person that supports other people. I can't stand folks that won't support but don't support. That's a story for another day. But anywho, so I would try to watch, and I wanted to make sure I got caught up a little bit before you came on today. But like, what are some things that you want to get into moving forward? So do you want to write another book? I feel another book coming.
I'm actually in the process of writing the second book now. Okay. Also, we are doing a play spinoff from the book.
Okay.
So there will be a play coming soon. It had to happen, but it couldn't kill me.
That sounds like a good stage play name, don't it, y'all? That's
been a good movie too.
Right, ding ding ding.
Uh-oh.
I think Judge James about to be the next Tyler Perry. Let's go. Books and plays.
I've actually been writing since I was about 16 years old. So I've been writing, and I just felt like it was just time. Basically, I guess I just felt like I hadn't gone through enough before. So all of those things are like in a book, put up. But then when I went through the divorce and having to leave my church that I was at for almost 20 years behind the divorce, it was just like, okay, yeah, it's time to tell my story, because somebody somewhere is going through the same thing I'm going through, and I've come out of it, but they're stuck in it. So somebody needs a light at the end of the tunnel to say, hey, here we are over here. Here's the light. Come this way. So that was, basically the reason for the book. But yeah, we're going to do a play. And like I said, we're going to try to do the documentary. And we're getting into this speaking thing as a part in the book where when I talk about my great grandmother at 7 years old sitting me on the side of her bed and telling me one day God's going to use you. And I mean, that's like 30 some years later. And here we are, in front, always in the background, but now I'm being pushed to the front. So, and I always tell people, excuse me, that, you have ministers, you have pastors, you have evangelists that preach from a pulpit, but there's some people that are not churched. So who's preaching to them? So that's one thing that I want to do. I just want to reach to people who are unchurched, to people who are hurting, but aren't in the church. Because there's so many people that are in the world that are hurting that haven't made it to the church yet. So we need to reach them and let them know that you can keep going. And all you have to do is have the audacity to keep going and you can make it out.
I agree with you so much and your mission of like really helping the people that need the help the most. And, I think people are so, speaking of the church, the Black church especially, so judgmental and so we don't even let the people, I said this Sunday at church, we don't even let the people get out of the car in the parking lot good before we got an opinion and whatever. And, it hurts people before they can even get inside to get healed. So we need people that are in the marketplace, that are in these areas where they can just have a casual conversation that can speak life into somebody. Because you never know what somebody was contemplating before they met you, before they ran into you. Right. And even like as we go about our day-to-day lives, like you ain't got to be a motivational speaker, those who are watching, but just be nice to people. You never know. A kind word can go very far.
Right.
And it can change somebody's whole outlook on that day. And also, too, your harsh words can do the same. They can do, make negative effects on people, and you don't even realize it. Like, I'll give you a case in point. And I always pick on Los, y'all, about his road rage. I know he probably looking at me like, where's the story going? But, like, a few months back, and I'm going to say it like this, hopefully somebody can share it to the person that did it. I was over by, I was by a Food Lion or whatever. And, y'all know if you live in the South, by Food Lion in the South, there's always either a Dollar General or Family Dollar or something dollar in the same strip. So, anyway, I was living at the little store. I was frustrated because I needed a receipt from work. They ain't having it or whatever. So, as I'm stopping, you laughing because you know the story going. You're aggravated. So, I stop, okay? Like most pedestrians, we stop and we look both ways. I stop and look both ways. Mind you, where I parked was right across from where I'm standing. I'm letting the driver go by because they're driving. She stops, cusses me out, tells me to move out the effing way, you stupid bee. And in that moment, I understand why people just snap and start shooting people. And I thank God it's so good that my gun was at the house. Because in that moment, I probably wouldn't have shot her, but I would have showed it to her like, you got the right one today. Because, listen, if you don't hear you trying to be judgmental, I love God, but she was about to get the cuss out. But I was in shock. So that's
pray with me, don't play with me.
Thank you. Y'all need to pray for me. But let me tell you something. She almost got the cuss out of a lifetime. But what happened was I was in shock that you're calling me out my name. You're going off on me. First of all, baby, you're in the wrong, not me.
Right.
First of all, that's first. Second of all, even if I was in the wrong, pedestrians have the right of way. And next, like, what was your purpose? So as I get in my car, now her little boyfriend, baby daddy, whoever, they getting out to walk in Food Line. So who do they have to walk in front of? Now in this moment, I could have ran them over. I could have blown the horn. I could have cussed them back out like she cussed me. But I paused and I motioned for her to walk by. It still didn't sit well with me, so I done circled around. I done got a picture of a license tag and everything, because baby, I was hot. In the words of most mama, I was hotter than fish grease. Because like in that moment, those words. Now I know I'm not stupid. I know I'm not a bee. I know all those things. Right. But in that moment, it ain't what I knew. It was what I was experiencing. Right. And what happens is sometimes when we get negative words too, it can impact us. Because baby, I was so hot. I called Los wouldn't give me what I want to hear on the phone, so I got a phone with him. I called somebody else because we want somebody to be hyped and mad.
Right. Right.
I done shared it on Snapchat because y'all know this license tag. Y'all need to tell old girl she had the wrong one on the right day. Because baby, I about turned back up and went back to the food line and found her. But God is good. I took my little happy stuff to the house. But I'm just saying, y'all gotta watch how y'all impact people, whether it's a positive impact or a negative impact. Either way, you're making an impact on people's lives.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Y'all wasn't supposed to laugh that hard at my story.
I'm laughing because that day was
laugh so hard.
Because I remember how hot you was.
Y'all, she just don't know because it was like, but also too, this new generation. I'm gonna exclude Los from when I say this new generation. This new word, because I'm gonna say younger than you. They have this mentality, this savage mentality that they're taking on violently. And it's like there's no respect for people older than them. I don't care if the older is 5 years, 10 years, or 30 years.
Right.
Like the respect level is not there. It's almost like they pride themselves in being disrespectful. Like the violence level is at an all-time high. Folks are killing each other, and it's like it's nothing. Like this is not a video game. This is not, where you shoot the people and they pop back up. Like, and it's like they pride themselves in. Because in that moment, that girl didn't know who I was.
Right.
She didn't know what I was capable of doing. Or if it could have been a lasting effect. She don't know who I am or who I'm tied to. I could have called somebody and something could have happened to her. I mean, I didn't. In case something does happen to the girl, I didn't. But I'm saying, like, they don't think. They just think in that moment. Because if I'm just saying, like, I know, like my god sister or some people that I know, that would have been on site, and they didn't care how old they are. They just be aching in the morning, but
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
I don't know. It's just a different generation coming up behind us, and it's kind of like, what do we do? Because now we're the elders of because people are dying off, so we're like the elders of this generation. So what do we say and do to impact those that are coming behind us? What do we do to create that legacy? So James, my question to you is, what we kind of see it from the things you said, but what are some things that you're doing or that you encourage some of our listeners and watchers tonight to create that legacy?
I say just be who you are. And the reason I say that is because, like you said, this generation that we're raising now is what my grandma called wiser and wickeder. And it's just like, when you're young and you have you don't have any fear. So if you sit on the chair and you don't care if you're gonna fall off because you're a child. And it's just like the generation now don't care if they fall off the cliff or not. It's just like it is what it is what it is generation. And I just believe as the older generation or our age, we just have to be who we are and stand firm in what we believe and try to instill the principles that we learned into them. And it's not going to take the first time at all. I know I have 15-year-olds. So it's not going to take, but what I do with my sons is I sit them down, I talk to them, I tell them my experiences. I'm an open book. Because a lot of times as older people and even as parents, we want to shelter our children. We want to protect them from, what we went through or what we experienced. But I found that it's helpful to be an open book or be transparent and say, this is what I went through. I went through this. I went through that, and I went through it. So you won't have to go through it. And like I said, it's not going to take the first time. You're going to have to keep driving it and driving and driving that nail in. But I think eventually they'll get it. It just takes a little time. And we have to break up that fallow ground because it's so hard. The ground is hard. And they, like you said, they're living their lives as savages. And nobody can tell me anything. Nobody can buck up against me. But, like I tell my sons all the time, we play a lot. And Micah is the one that always is doing it, bucking up at me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you keep on bucking up. But as long as and I think boundaries is we have to set boundaries. for not even our own children, but children in general, because we don't have that generation of, a village is raising our children. Because you can go to somebody's child and say, you shouldn't have done that. You were wrong for this, you were wrong for that. And next thing you know, you're getting a knock on the door, and then mom or the daddy standing at your door. What'd you say to my child? Well, then my question to you is, what are you teaching your child?
That's the one right there. Or what are you not teaching them?
Right.
Obviously not manners.
Right. So I think just being a living example in front of them and showing them, because the thing about it is our kids and even younger people, cousins, nephews, nieces, whatever, they're going to do more of what they see us do than what they hear us tell them. They're not going to always take our advice, so we have to be that living example to show them this is right, this is wrong. They're not gonna get it always, and let them know that it's okay to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes. Now, I'm not gonna keep saying you can keep making mistake after mistake after mistake, because after the mistake, you do it again. I tell my sons the second time it wasn't a mistake; it was a choice. You chose to do it. But I just think living out our lives and our morals and our values that were instilled in us in front of them could change the generation. Like the song says, one man can change the world.
That's true. That is so true. You have given us so many gems and jewels tonight. Listen, I'm up here taking notes in my phone, trying to keep up with all the stuff that you were saying, because it was so many good points, and great stuff to walk away with. And we are definitely going to have you back. We're definitely going to have those lovely twins on here. We're going to have to bring you back, because we got to expound on these conversations like this. And it's so good when you can have pure conversation that just rolls into the next, but it's so relevant to the things that we're going through currently. A lot of times people, and I ain't talking about nobody podcast and nobody nothing, but sometimes people just have a whole lot of talking about a whole lot of nothing. And you don't have any resolve when you leave. It didn't stimulate your brain. It didn't do anything. And y'all were just talking. Mm-hmm. Just talking to be talking. And it's like, okay, well, what did we accomplish from this? What did we learn from this? What moving forward, what now? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like after a show like this, after watching this tonight, somebody watched this and they're now encouraged. Somebody watched this and now feel like, okay, James has gone through a lot, but he's pushing forward. Not only pushing forward, but he's bringing other people up with him. Hopefully, if you're watching tonight, I hope that you got something that greatly impacts you to move forward, child. We've gone through some hardships. We all have. And I'm not downplaying anybody that's watching hardships. But remember that you are still alive. Your heart is still beating. You still have breath in your body. God still has you here for a purpose. So you got to dust yourself off and keep it pushing.
Oh, yeah.
You really do. I've been on a series at church here. I'm preaching a topic called, and y'all know I stole it from Diddy, but hopefully he don't sue me. It's can't stop, won't stop. I have a purpose and a plan. So, we all have a purpose in life. And God also has a plan that goes with that purpose. So you're not just out here with a goal and no way to get to it. Right. There's a plan for you to get to your purpose. And on that plan, sometimes on that journey, it ain't that easy, but it gets us to where we need to go.
Oh, yeah.
And we just can't give up, y'all. I know it's tough, but you can't give up. What does your shirt say?
Keep
your
going.
Shirt says keep going. And that's what y'all, if you watch it tonight, you gotta keep going.
Oh,
yeah. This was your sign. Give me the sign. This your sign.
And in the good words of Aaliyah, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again.
Try again.
Why are you like this? I knew that it was some quote from somewhere coming. I didn't know that was the one you were going to use, but I'm glad it was that. I didn't know what you were going to say. Well, James, we thank you for your time. Y'all, if you're watching, look down below. Make sure that you are following him on social media. Make sure that you check out his website. Make sure you slide on over to Amazon and go ahead and get you a copy of that book. You know you want to. So go ahead, because he gave you enough to tell you what was in it, but not enough where you don't have to read it. So go on and get the book. You ain't doing nothing else with your little money no way. Just go on and get the book.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Most definitely. We'll definitely have to have you again.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Los, that was a good show. What you think, Los? What's he loose?
That was a good show.
Good stuff. What are you doing over there? Y'all, Los going through.
Y'all, my tooth hurt. I'm sorry.
I could tell at one point in time he did this number, and I know that move because I do that move. I was like, oh, ain't nothing like a tooth pain. So we ain't gonna even make Los stay on here long, y'all. Listen, make sure you following me on social media, DJ Kels 704 on all social media. Make sure you're following Los. Big Los. Hey, Big Los in this game. Ooh, that just didn't even sound right coming out my mouth. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's my Oprah YouTube channel. No, for real, I got some new videos on there. You can see the recap for the Juneteenth. I know I've been telling you about Juneteenth since Juneteenth, but it's up now. I just hadn't posted it. It's up now. Also, you can see just some promo videos. I gotta add the one from HD Gang. I got the one from Visuals 150. So y'all can see some little stuff, whatever. I got some stuff coming up. I'm trying to keep my lips close to next week's show so I can tell y'all about. We got some things in the works. So I'm so super excited about it. Y'all, a year in the game. Me and Los doing this thing. Hey. We need a theme song. We should rap our own theme song.
Let's do it.
Nigga, you can't rap.
Wow.
Oh, you can sing the hook.
I got you. I like that. Yeah, I'll let you after I sing.
Anyway, you can tell us getting late. We get silly. All right, y'all. I gotta wake up in the morning. I got another field trip, as I stated. I don't know why. Yeah. So I have another field trip tomorrow. So just pray for me. All right, y'all. This is y'all tomorrow or next week, or whatever it is. You're Aggie.